Welcome back to the channel, guys, or welcome to Tony B Hunting Figs. If this is your first time here, thank you for joining me, where we talk comics, animation, cartoons, but mainly toys. So anyway, let's get into this. Now, your eyes are not deceiving you. This is the Batman animated series, Batmobile. Now, I just took this out of the box for the first time today, and thank you guys for watching the other video where I was reviewing the Justice League Batmobile. I got a lot of good feedback, a lot of constructive feedback and criticisms and all that, and I appreciate it because that Batmobile was far from perfect. And you know, part of me wants to say, yeah, a lot of us who crowdfunded it were pretty much gaslit. But then when I think about it, right, I was thinking about it after I was reading all the comments. Nowhere did it say that we were gonna get anything in particular with the Batmobile. Like, after that, I saw a video of, I forgot how I found out about the crowdfunding, but I found the video of San Diego Comic-Con where they mentioned the crowdfunding for the Batmobile, and they actually had it out. Mcfarlane's booth, I think it was like a Toy Fair video. They had everything out of all the levels and what you get. And in that whole video, they never mentioned that the Batmobile will have any like die-cast parts, is gonna have any lights, sounds, special added effects. So those of us already knew what we were getting, and we still paid. But for some reason, I was hoping that we were gonna get something like that for crowdfunding and waiting practically 7 months. And the level 2, which was $100 and $120 with shipping. Now, overall, am I happy that I have it? Yes, I like it. I think it's still awesome. At the end of the day, I have two thoughts. It is a toy, right? It's a toy. It's plastic, it's hollow. I'm pretty sure it costs like $1 to make, and he's making a killing off of it. But then a part of me says, well, technically, it's not, it shouldn't be a toy. It is a collectible, right? It's for adults, right? This is something that adults are really gonna display, right? You're not gonna buy that to give to your niece, unless you got more nephews, unless you got money like that. You're not gonna give them this and say, go ahead and play with it like it's a regular toy, even though it kind of is. When you break down what it is, it's pretty much, to me, highly designed Mattel Batmobile, right? Because it's an awesome design the way it is. It doesn't look like it was really cheaply made. Like, with the design, it actually looks like the car. Like, I understand that is not gonna be 100% accurate to the movie. I'm pretty sure if you put it side by side with a picture of the actual Batmobile, there's probably gonna be things missing. It's probably the proportions are gonna be off. Like, I get it. It was the same way with the Batison Batmobile, which I also have on my channel. If you want to check that out, it should be somewhere there. I'll try to put a link in the description for when I review that one. And that one, I saw a lot of people didn't like it because of the proportions. The other door didn't open up. But a part of me is like, this is a collectible. So this is for me to be, and I can't wait to show you guys when I have this done. But it is meant to display. So when you come in to the toy room, anybody, when you see that, you're already gonna know what that is if you're watching the movies. Or most people who maybe not be collectibles, when they see it, is gonna be like, wow. And that's what you want. You know, if I was a person outside of this, you know, looking at it, what reaction would I have? And I think the average person would view like any of these Batmobiles and be like astonished and shocked. You know what I'm saying? And if you tell them, oh, it's 100 to them, they're gonna be like, oh. So imagine if it was a Jazz Inc, which costs in the hundreds or thousands. But it had me thinking that I wanted to take a look at this and compare the Batmobiles. And off the bat, this one is hefty. And what I found interesting is that the tires turn. And I don't mean spin when I say turn. You can kind of see it from here. They turn left and right. And the Batfleck doesn't do that. Then you have the sliding portion, which I think this should have been spring loaded, but whatever. But that's pretty cool. Sits 2 people. So at least they did that right, just like with the tumbler. And of course, what's kind of cool, and I'll show another angle. Obviously it lights up. There just isn't any sound, but it lights up in the back. Actually, let me turn it on. Look how dope that is. And then you kind of see the cockpit light up, but I'll show you closer. Mind you, I bought this, and those of us who have it, bought this at Target for about 80 bucks, 85 bucks, 90. So this seems already like a more premier vehicle than the Batfleck. And it's just interesting that Mcfarlane does this. And this is one thing I don't like about Mcfarlane when it comes to this DC multiverse stuff, is that this should have been crowdfunded. Like if this was crowdfunded, then I would have said this is much worth it. I think this is a re-release. I think this came out before. I don't know if it was on the Mcfarlane or not, but whatever, it's the first time. And hold on, I didn't even check the front lights if they turn on. Yep, they do. Look at that. Front, the back, the inside. Now the only thing it doesn't do is a sound. Do I really care about the sound? No. But the light, the fact that the tires turn left and right, and you got the lighting effect everywhere, it makes it more of a premiere, not a premiere, but it just makes it more of thinking of the word, it makes it more of a unique vehicle, makes it more worth the money getting it, right? So I like I said, it was a missed opportunity. Overall, I'm happy with the Batfleck Batmobile. I like it. I like messing around with it. The reason why I put it up to a 3.5 is just the playability, like just having the Batman in there and just messing around with it. I want to go back and watch the movie. It was just taking me to that time when I saw it in 2016. I was just thinking about, you know, one of my favorite comics, which is The Dark Knight Returns. So playability with it, I just had fun, and I can't wait to display it. The only thing I'm really disappointed about is that it didn't need to be crowdfunded. The Batman, Patterson Batmobile, that came out of nowhere. Like, that just came out of nowhere, and it just arrived so quick. Same thing with the 66 Batmobile. This as well. The tumbler, I don't remember the tumbler because I got it way late after. And then I, got this one, and I think the fact that it was crowdfunded is just annoys me because I paid pretty much 120 bucks for something that's less than this one, you know what I mean? And people have every right to not want to get it. And the fact that people, I heard, are selling it for exorbitant amount of prices, people just, they just prey on people that are missing out. I repeat, do not pay aftermarket for that Batmobile. Do not pay aftermarket for that Mcfarlane Batmobile. I would just say, if you missed out, I don't know if he's gonna release it on his site or so. Just wait, or if you can save money, get the Jazz Ink or get another version that's a little better. Shit, I mean, you know what I actually like? My first foray into collecting the Batmobiles was the Jada diecast. I don't know which is the biggest ones, the mid-sized ones. And I would say those Batmobiles are better than the McFarlanes, and they're just small diecast cars that don't light up, but it was just the quality of it. And those are other ones that I can't wait to display, because I've been collecting all those, with the exception of the 66 one. I've never been a big fan of the 66 one. I'm surprised I got the one that just released, but since I bought the Adam West 7-inch, I just figured I'd just complete it anyway. But those are really awesome, those Jada Toy diecast, and I was hoping that he would make that Batman mobile a little diecast, but you can't be surprised with McFarlane. Like, McFarlane doesn't make highly detailed vehicles. He used it, and most companies do the same thing, right? They usually use the same parts. It makes sense. I understand. They're not gonna use new tooling unless it's a really new character. So it's gonna be reused tooling. We know that even for Marvel. I know people complain about the tariffs and all that type of stuff, but honestly, they should be eating the tariffs. So it has nothing to do with anything, because these things are getting mass produced in China. Let me see, where was this made? This was made in China. So of course, and I get it, they're probably paying slave wages, and this is probably costing like 50 cents to make, and he's making, God knows the amount of profit for each one he's selling these. In a perfect world, they would eat the tariffs, because that's what they should be doing, instead of charging people more and saying, oh, it's a tariff tax, which is bullshit if you ask me. But if it was that serious, then why don't you start making these companies in America and hire Americans, give them a decent wage? You're still gonna make profit off of this. It doesn't take a lot of money to mass produce this stuff, and then we could get it so much cheap over here in the States if it's made here. But anyway, not to go off on a different rant, that's a different story for a different time. But anyway, before this video gets long, let's just take a closer look at this Batmobile animated series. All right, guys, I apologize if the light is super bright, but one thing, just like the other Batmobile, you have to watch out, because you'll get a lot of fingerprints on this thing. So it's almost impossible to keep spot free, and mine's actually came dinged up, so you can see a couple of dings and dangs right there. Which again, this was just cracked out the box for the first time, so it must have happened when it was in the when they shipped it out or put it in the box. And then we have the cockpit inside. Now it is plain, there is no stickers. This right here pops out, it extends, ayo, and then you can push it back and you could kind of hear it staying snug. But I thought that when you turn this, the tires turn, but it has nothing to do. It would have been kind of cool if it made the tires turn left or right. But again, same rubber tires. See that? See the back? This looks more detailed than the Batfleck. Just having that, and it's dope because all that lights up. And then of course slides in. Doesn't like clip well, which I don't like. This sometimes gets like thrown off the track and it'll be crooked, like you can see right there. So you have to be careful. Just slides open. Now I don't even know. I mean, it's probably impossible to get this now, and it's probably in the aftermarket for God knows how much. Again, I wouldn't pay anything if you didn't get this the first time. Don't pay the aftermarket, because I think that happened with the Tumbler. When I didn't get it, it was just crazy amount of prices, and I waited, and then finally I ended up finding it on Amazon for like 100. I think it cost me like 119 bucks, because I think the original price on Mcfarlane site was 150, but I found it for like 119, and it came from like London or something. So it's just not worth it paying all that money. But let's turn it on. All right, so this does take 3 AA batteries, but you have to unscrew it. I'm gonna just leave it on there because I'm gonna repack this. Hopefully it doesn't do anything and damage. I know a lot of people don't like leaving batteries in there. But anyway, take a good look inside the cockpit. You see that? Nice and lit up. Blue LEDs. Take out the steering wheel. See the computer right there. I think it looks like it has a little bit of detail, but nothing else. And then we got the lights in the back. That's dope. Look, you got those lights on the fins, those lights. Like that's what's up. And then on the front, you have the 2 lights right there, 2 headlights, I guess. And let's get some figures in there. All right, here we go. We got Batman chilling with the Great Ghost, his childhood hero. And another thing, it was giving me a pain in the ass, was I forgot to tell you guys, this thing came with seat belts. Now it's a pain in the ass to put them in the seat belt. because the elastic, it's just hard trying to get it around his waist. They should have just put a waist and a shoulder together. That would have made it much easier, because it's all the way down there that you gotta like clip it. I don't know if you can see it. You can see 2 holes down there. So it's like a rubber elastic. The rubber elastic is just an elastic. But see them in there chilling. They both fit in perfectly. And this is the Batman and the Ghost, Gray Ghost from the Builder figure wave of Bruce Wayne. Then bam. See, look. See, that's why you got to be careful. See, it gets a little bit off the track. Okay, snapped in there. And of course, it's semi-see-through in the glass. I know a lot of people were complaining about the Batfleck not being see-through, but that's not a big deal to me anyway. It's either he's going to be closed and next to it, or it's going to be open where you can see him. All right, guys. So thank you for tuning into this quick review and rant. Of course, I got to give him my rating out of 4 stars. If I gave the other one about 3 and 3.5, this is definitely 3.5. Definitely 3.5. The lights alone is what saves it with a 3.5. But like I said, it's, I probably should give it a 4 only because, the tires turn left and right. There's seat belts inside. I can show you real quick. You see, want Batman to fall over. Look at that. As weird as annoying that is, actually has seat belts. So look, this is the crowdfunding that should have been. So do I think Mcfarlane gaslit us? Yeah, and then no, because at the end of the day, we already knew what we were getting when we ordered it, because it said specifically what we were getting. Overall, with these Batmobiles, I've been happy. Like I said, I've been happy getting them. I'm excited to display them, but I completely understand where people do not agree on getting these, and I respect that and I understand. But anyway, if this is your first time to the channel, hope you enjoyed the channel, hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit like and subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok. Let me know what you think. Did you guys pick this up? Was this a easy pass for you when you guys got it? Do you have a more premiere edition of it? Let me know in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. And again, thank you for chilling with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay hunting. Peace.